Some of us met trials and disappointment with triumph, and some of us, quite frankly, among the four, were just defeated. We talked about what we wish we had known in our 20s and 30s and that we now know for sure. There's an African proverb that says, when you fall, don't look at where you fell, look at where you slipped. In life, people start slipping long before a great fall. I see young women every day having the time of their life, who are seemingly happy while not realizing that they're being set up for a great fall. Let me share with you some great wisdom we gathered, and I believe that every woman should have, young women should have it. Number one, and it's been talked about today, so you know that it has merit. Don't ever underestimate your value. You are worth the price God paid for you. What I do know for sure, ladies, is that we can all miss it, and we all have missed it. We've all made mistakes, but I have never, in 57 years, I have never seen these situations end well for the woman. I haven't seen it, maybe, but I haven't seen it. Don't start slipping for a great fall. If you find yourself in a situation similar to this, run, don't walk. Anytime your pleasure comes from another woman's pain, there will be a price. God will forgive you, and you must forgive yourself. But forgiveness is no guarantee that there will not be consequences. Now, if you decide to stay in it, you're really saying to God, I don't trust you. I don't trust you to meet my needs. I don't trust you to fill my emptiness. My husband says that. I don't know if it came from him, but he says it. Many people blame their problems on their parents' mistakes, and our parents, all of them, have really made some mistakes. Many of us have flawed parents, but honoring your mother and your father is the first of God's 10 commandments with the promise of long life. God did not condition this commandment on our parents having the best behavior or making the best decisions. God commands us to honor them anyway. Honor does not mean you have to always agree, that we have to agree with our parents. Honor does not mean that we have to follow our parents if they are not following God, but we still have to honor them. Every leader must be competent. That's studying, working hard. You got to know what you're doing, and you just got to study and work and learn from others. Leaders must have capacity. Capacity is the ability to inspire and bring others along. Every leader needs a ladder under her to lead. You see how Dr. Anda, she has capacity. That's why she can convene all of us. The third C is commitment. That speaks for itself. The fourth C, leaders need a lot of courage. The ability to make tough decisions. It's commonly known as the ability to confront fear, pain, danger, uncertainty, intimidation, even physical pain, hardship, the threat of death, shame, embarrassment, misrepresentation on the internet. I've had a lot of that. Mistakes, scandals, discouragement, and still move on with conviction in the face of all of that. That's what we call grit and leadership and courage.
I'm here today to launch the partnership program for the Memphis Foundation and for the Story of Our Lives. I did not write a speech because I'm not good at that, so I'll have a conversation as Lady Whitaker said. I'm taking something from what she said. I'm sure by now we all know what the Memphis Foundation stands for and what the Story of Our Lives have been able to achieve as of now. We are all witnesses to how powerful some of the submissions are, and how last year, for instance, we were able to visit 7 regions in Ghana to share the stories wonderful stories from some wonderful mentors who are all gathered here. And I must say, and you must all know, that all of that will take a lot of money, cash money. It takes a lot to put these kind of things together. Last year, Memphis Foundation and the Story of Our Lives program were able to visit 7 regions. In every region, we met with 200 girls, together with their teachers and district education officers and other, mentors as well. I would like to pronounce the partnership program duly launched. Thank you very much.
I must say I'm here today as a special guest, but I'll leave as the most inspired guest because I've learned so much from the guest speaker. Thank you for inspiring us. My dear ladies, today reminds me of my primary school days when I looked at my headmistress, Mrs. Alberta Quarty of Alcid Academy, and wondered when I too would find myself in the purpose for which I am, to be an inspiration to others. I looked up to her and hope I'll be like her, and with my only worry being how long it'll take to get there. I think today we're here. My story is no different from yours. My aspirations are identical to yours. All of us want a better life, a life that gives us a chance to do something for ourselves and for our family, for our country and our world. Only a few years ago, I also held dreams that you hold today. The story is indeed the same. It's only the era that has changed. I've always seen life as a two-way journey of teaching and learning from one another. All of us, without exception, need someone who inspires us to do better than we already know. Along the way, on the various paths that lead ultimately to our calling, there will be hurdles that we need to overcome, but we must press on. We would have to learn how to overcome life's challenges, and there is no surer way out of it than making use of your learning and experiences of those who have come ahead of us on the path. Today's theme is apt. All of us have stories to tell about growing up and the life we have known. Some of us may have very peculiar stories, owing perhaps to some special circumstances under which we grew up. But the Ghanaian story is generally the same, yet the outcomes have been different and will continue to be. 2 people grew up in the same circumstance with the same training, even in the same house. But while one goes on to become a successful entrepreneur, lawyer, doctor, architect, president, even vice president, the other may be languishing in jail, serving life, or sitting idle at home with no sense of purpose. It is a matter of choice. The path we choose must emulate the forebears who have successfully defined their roles in society. Yesterday, or at least a long time yesterday, it was Albert Einstein working day and night to explain for all our benefit how the universe works. After him, it is our own Professor Francis Allotte, the Ghanaian professor of mathematics, and known in the world over for his Allotte formalism, which has impacted the role of soft X-ray spectroscopy. It must be a story of hope and success, my dear friends, one worthy of carrying an entire generation tirelessly on its wings. It must be a story that little children in the smallest villages of our country will look to and hope to become characters in. It must be a story that adults with the biggest of accomplishments will see and smile at. It must be a story that people from all walks of life in every part of the world would see and keep. Ladies, we are in a lucky era. Ours is aloft with the benefits of technology and globalization. Today, thanks to an ever-growing internet age, what happens in Tokyo can be seen live in Elubo without effort. We see for ourselves how the leaders of the world are shaping it to make it better for all of us. But we must not just be sightseers alone. As our president says, we shouldn't be spectators, we should be citizens. We must take active lessons from what we see happening all around us, and we might strive to achieve even more. A couple of years ago, research was not as easy as it is today. Admittedly, there's still a lot of reading to be done before you gather the requisite material for the literature you're working on. But I can tell you quite honestly that it was much more tedious to do the same thing in the not-so-distant past, believe it or not. We had to spend long hours in the library flipping through books, searching diligently for information to use. These days, you can sit in the comfort of your home and enjoy the luxury that Google brings to your doorstep. There is vast information readily available, accompanied by technology that tapers it down to exactly what you need. What more could you ask for? I owned my first computer after I completed university. Communications has become speedier these days. With the dawn of instant messaging, we no longer have to wait long hours to receive correspondence. But whilst we're grateful for the solutions the internet offers, we cannot close our eyes to the impairment it causes in our world today. An article written by Leon Watson in The Telegraph reveals that scientists have found that this age of smartphones has left humans with such a short attention span. Even a goldfish can hold a longer thought for longer. Apparently goldfishes can hold it for like 9 seconds, and we can only do 8 seconds. So there's a problem. Researchers surveyed 2,000 participants in Canada and studied the brain activities of 112 others, and the results showed the average human attention span. It fell from 12 seconds, and today we're where we are. The dominant age group that falls within this category could easily be said to be you, the young ones, who are more attached to your smartphones and the internet than the older generation. I wonder, where am I? I'm probably in between, right? As I sat up there, I noticed some of the ladies were on their phones most of the time that Dr. Whitaker was speaking. I thought, how unfortunate, because it was very inspiring, and this is exactly what we're talking about. We must not allow technology to destroy us. Let us take the good things it brings and make very good use of them, while putting to shame those who deliberately feed the internet with evil to destroy us. Focus on the good it brings to you to make your life better, leaving the bad in a million miles behind us. Ladies, our world is a competitive one. In order to stay ahead, we must permanently strive to be the best we can be. This will not come on a silver platter. I have learned a lot in my rather short life. But if there is anything at all I'm eager to share with you, it is the virtues of hard work, determination, and dedication, as Lady Rosa eloquently spoke about. In this day and age of social media dominance, we no longer have the time to do the things that truly matter to us. It seems to be a pageantry of vanity and emptiness, lacking true worth and fulfillment. We have to learn to be diligent and thorough in every aspect of our lives. We have to learn to identify the qualities we need to become better people. We have to learn to work at those qualities and attain them. And while we attain them, we have to go the extra mile of sharing the lessons we have learned with others. It makes us better people when we help others. Madam Valentina spoke about doing you. And as she spoke, I asked myself whether our young ladies really got what she meant by doing you. It's about deciding where you're going. It's about asking yourself, what is my purpose? What is my path? That is what she means by doing you. As a young woman growing up, as a Muslim woman growing up, I was expected to do certain things. I was expected to be a certain way. But I was lucky. My parents encouraged me to do me. So people say, oh, your daughter is growing, isn't she getting married? I said, no, I'm finishing my schooling. And my dad said, no, she's going to school. So you have a path, you know where you're going, you're free to choose. But even if my parents were willing, I had to also know where I was going for them to support me. And that is what you mean by doing you. So determining where you're going and staying on that path. I'd like to share with you before I end what has kept me going. And it's this. Now, no matter what you're going through, don't give up. It sounds cliche, But really, it works. You need to get right back on your feet and move on steadily. Take, for instance, the past 8 years of campaigning for political power in this country. It was a long 8 years. I sacrificed a lot. Our children hardly see us. We gave it everything. But we lost 2 consecutive elections. And rather than seeing it as a setback, I look at the lessons, the values that we got from it. I pick the lessons that came and the lessons that have helped me to be an enhanced person. I feel like those years helped me to grow. So I asked myself, if we had won in 2008, would I be the woman I am today? Probably not. Certainly not. So you look at the situation. It's not a waste of time or energy. It's God's time because He's grooming you for something. So you look at where it has brought you to, how it's made you stronger, how it's prepared you. Generally, when I'm down, I tell myself that it's going to get better. Tomorrow will come, and tomorrow brings something new. And that always helps me. I was telling my assistants, I said, even when you're angry, just sleep over it. When you want to tell somebody off, just sleep over it. You wake up and you feel differently. You may still want to tell the person off, but you do it differently. Life has a way, and if you have the faith and the courage to bide your time, God will make it for you. And a new challenge always presents itself. A better opportunity will come my way, I always say to myself. As a distinguished author, I know some of you may be familiar with him, Paulo Coelho puts it, there's no defeat or victory, there's only movement. I'm proud of the woman I am today because I went through a tough time becoming her, and I've been through a lot. There's a famous inspirational quote that says, life is not without waiting. That says that life is not about waiting for the storm to pass, but learning to dance in the rain. It is okay to be a little scared to fail, but never let the fear be an impediment to your dreams. There are only 2 options, make progress or make excuses. Let us all choose to make progress. Thank you.
This Edinkra symbol, Nyami Dria, depicts God's presence and protection. This is most definitely an apt description of the story of your life. The Lord has indeed been with you and protected you through life's journey, from the United States of America through Ghana, traversing the land of Africa and beyond. Throughout this sojourn, you have chalked great laurels, blessed many lives, leaving your indelible footprints in the sands of time. Menfit Foundation deems it a great honor to be associated with you. Thank you. And I'm leaving the best for the last. This goes to Her Excellency Mrs. Samira Bawumia, Second Lady of the Republic of Ghana. I've written here, Your Excellency, humility and strength is depicted by this symbol, Dwene Meng. It means ram's horn. It indeed sums up your enviable character thus far. You have shown the strength of a woman is made whole when it is coupled with being subtle and humble. The only female amongst male siblings, your laudable steely nature has indeed been brought to bear through entrepreneurship,
the media, and recently as the Second Lady of the Republic of Ghana. Ghana is indeed proud of you, and Memphis Foundation salutes you and wishes you well.